Welcome back to Office of the Day, guys. We're here somewhere in downtown LA making moves. The Sean Boyd, High Crest Drive. It's money season, baby. And we appreciate you guys for tuning in. All right. Sean Boyd, introduce yourself. Nobody could do it better than you.
All right, what's going on, you guys? My name is Sean Boyd. I am a director and cinematographer born and bred in North Jersey, living in Southern California these days, and happy to be here with you, Mark.
Thank you so much for coming on. So today, the overview, what we're looking to go over is production and the film industry, specifically High Crest Drive, how he's been able to start scaling and implementing the systems to become he's on track to be a $3 million company with this year with the profit margins that are correct within the film industry. So let's go ahead and drop the value, right? What have you learned as a production company to be able to collect payment or at least 80% of it after film day?
At least 80% after film day. So, dude, I think this is like a definitely a big learning thing for everybody in film, right? Like you start out, you get a camera, somebody asks you to shoot, and you're just kind of solo willy-nilly. And then eventually you'll go through your career as more of a structured freelancer working on your own. And then for some people, the path eventually becomes to operate as a production company, as a business, and navigating that can be very tumultuous sometimes for people because there's so many things involved in it, right? Like you have to unfortunately be very emotionally intelligent to obviously handle yourself in a professional manner with your clients. So that way, when you're talking to them, you never rub anybody the wrong way. You're also building in value in what it is that you do. You're having points within whether it's a verbal contractual agreement on when it is that you need to get paid, or hopefully you have things in writing, which is probably the better way to do things. But as you grow, that process will progress. These days, my process more looks like something like this. Usually we'll have a creative talk with a client. We'll see what it is that they're trying to do, what they're trying to achieve, and then we'll put together a budget on what we think is that it's going to take it to get done, right? And then we'll set up different like payment structures, right? Because sometimes every job is different, right? Like if we're doing a multi-day campaign or we're doing a single day shoot, right? So sometimes these numbers can get quite large for these productions. So sometimes you need to kind of break things up like, hey, you know what? We have rental items that we need to cover. So we're going to need, let's say, a 25% deposit. After we've covered everything that it takes on our end for our overhead just to make your shoot happen, then at next said point before the day of production, we are going to need another 50% deposit to be able to pay the crew out. The remaining usually will be somewhere in the structure of the deliverables. And for the people who don't know what that means, the deliverables are going to be the final video, what you get in return, what it is that you're paying for all of this. But it's a tiered system that structures honesty and integrity, so that way each party can feel like they are well taken care of and heard, and everything is, transparent, because the last thing any client wants is for you to feel like, hey, I just took 80% of this whole entire budget. I just took all your money. I'll see you later, because there's people who do that, right?
Got it.
So when you treat things in a kind of give and take sort of way, it makes both parties, I think, feel very, very calm and at ease. And then it's also kind of like a reward system. It's like, okay, you made all of the creative, you did all the pre-pro. Okay, yeah, we can pay you, no problem. Okay, you guys showed up, you did everything cool. You're here on the day before we start filming. Yeah, we can give you another thing because you actually showed up. You didn't just take our money. Okay, you did the job. All right, yeah, you have to pay the whole crew. You have to pay for all of this. No problem. The last portion is, hey, listen, I want to see all of my deliverables. Once I'm happy, then we can pay you on that final bit. So every job is different on how that percentage is going to get broken up on those different deliverable points, if you will, that are agreeable on. But yeah, as long as you guys are taking deposits up front, as long as you guys are hopefully having more written contractual agreements based upon this, you're going to have an easier time, because like I said, in the earlier days, you don't want to rock the boat. You're like, hey, I could do it for this amount of money, and yeah, you'll pay me, right? And like, unfortunately, there's not great people out there, and sometimes it ends up not working in your favor, and things can get a little ugly.
That was very well said. Part of the reason why the Sean Boyd is here is because he was receptive to when I introduced myself, when he was on set, running the show right outside the laundromat on Orange Grove in Los Robles. And I had a small apartment right up the street at the time. And I pulled up. I'm like, hey, who's in charge here? My name is Mark Anthony. I would love to just learn more about what's going on. They had a full set. And he was honest from the jump. I said, hey, is there any way we could fit in? Is it okay if we stand out here? He was like, yeah, you can stand here, but, truly, like, we have everything we need. I was like, okay, no problem. And I was like, good. And then, ultimately, he realized, like, oh, wait, you guys would be fucking amazing for extras if you guys are interested, but it's going to be a long night. I was like, yeah, I told you we're here already. And I was going to market you for free. I was going to have you on my podcast if you're interested. And he was like, who are you, man? Like, you're pulling up in this crazy looking vehicle.
You had the Beamer at the time.
Yeah.
They're like a slime green M3.
Man,
it's pretty wild.
The power of marketing, right? And ultimately back to the fact that it was a give, then ask situation, right? How can I bring value to here? What do you guys need? And he was like, no, we're good. We're good. Just hang out. If you watch, if you'd like. I'm like, cool. Thank you for allowing us in your space. Thank you for allowing us to be around you and be around your creatives and around your team. And you saw everybody was in sync and everybody treated each other with respect. So that's why we aligned. The stars aligned, thankfully, by the grace of God. My next question, man, is being that you've learned so much in the past couple of years, for anybody that just started their production company, just started freelancing, what suggestions would you make so they make sure to collect payment up front besides the contractual agreements to ensure that they can pay their crew? I know that's a big thing in your industry.
That's a big thing. And here, tilt your mic down so this way we got to get you nice and crispy too, just like me.
Oh, like
there you go. There you go. Yeah, dude. I mean, I think that's a great thing for sure, to make sure that your crew gets paid, because a lot of times it depends on what kind of space you're working in, right? If you're doing a little bit more of what I would call like entry level budgets, if you're working with mom and pop shops, it's going to be usually easier to get those deposits up front. But unfortunately, in the big ad world, and unfortunately, let's say you do music videos, right? When you're working with big record labels and you start to move up in the tier system of budgets, sometimes what you also have is what we hate in our world, which is called net 30. And if you're unfamiliar with that, basically what that is that you and your team will get paid within a net 30-day window, right? It could be 15 days, it could be 20. Usually they'll wait until the last absolute moment. It's usually for the reason that their accounting departments have enough time to keep up with all of these invoices and these payouts and everything. And other reasons that people don't like to know is that, and then they don't like to say, is that a lot of these big companies have offshore accounts that gain small margins of interest inside of them. So the longer they hold that amount of money in that account, they're making just little points on it. So if they hold your money for 30 days plus all the other production crews or the other third-party vendors,
how much money do they make on that?
I don't know.
Like 3%?
I don't know. Yeah. Let's say it's, they got millions and millions. Let's say you're Capitol Records or you're some other company and you have this offshore account that you use, or just like a high yield interest account, and it's just a payroll account and they just keep making more interest on it and they hold it longer, then they make money by just not paying you in as much time. So it's an annoying thing to deal with in the big world, is the net 30. I really hate it. I think it's archaic. I think it's unfair, because a lot of the crews, they're relying on this to pay their bills. And let's be honest, most crews live in major metropolitan areas, whether it be Los Angeles, New York City, Miami, whatever you want to say. And it's not cheap to live. So to do a job and say, hey, great, man, you just work 12 hours. And for those listening, 12 hours is a standard day in film, right?
That's short.
That's not even portal to portal, meaning like you wake up, you leave your house. Let's say the address is in fucking Santa Monica and you're coming from Pasadena and you drove an hour there. Then you work 12 hours and then you drive another hour back. You're cooked at the end of the day. And then some big company that has millions and millions of dollars goes, hey, listen, Mark, we'll square up with you in a month. Like, great, man.
No,
so
thank you.
it's tough, man. I think we're really really tough with that, but it's something that as you're coming up with your production company that needs to, I think, needs to be more of a conversation with big companies to be able to take deposits so that way you can pay your crews on time. Like I get it. We have what's also called like a production fee when you're dealing in like in the space with a big production company versus like solo one man band videographer. The production company needs to make money as well, right? It can't just be me as the director, it can't just be the producer, it can't just be the crew. So it's one thing if the production company needs to assume their production fee, like let's say the budget was $50,000, right? And the production company charges a 20% fee. That's so that way the production company can make money. It's one thing if our production fee or if other costs to our overhead are paid within a net 30. Okay, fine. But the people who did the work, the crew, the logistics, the even the catering, everything should be paid, in my opinion, by final wrap at that hour, if not before. So I think personally, it's something that the standard needs to change, and it's not going to change unless you have these conversations with these companies, whether it's directly to the company or whether you're working with an agency through a company, because they all have the money. So I think anything in life is just communication, and you got to have those conversations. Because I would like to see a change. And I know all the freelancers out there would like to see it, because there's not just net 30, there's net 60, there's net 90. Like that's fucking insane.
That is, and it's they have on paper and with their branding more leverage, but with that said, they also need you guys. So what does a typical conversation look like? Do they just send out a contract to you and they're either like, okay, if you don't do it, then we'll just go with the next company that will?
Right.
And how have you been able to leverage relationships to get in the door and get paid on time?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a typical conversation, right? It depends who you're dealing with. It's very possible in some scenarios, right? Like if you're a gigantic brand like Nike or Adidas, like they have everybody like dying in line to shoot with them, right? Whether you're just a solo one-man band maybe, or whether you're working with a creative agency like that has Nike as a client, you have so many people in line. So if you don't want to agree to their terms, because sometimes it's not just payment terms, sometimes it's they have you sign an NDA for these products or certain things that you can and say or do about the shoot, right? It's kind of like kick rocks. We have 5,000 other people in line. So those conversations become very tough in those situations. You can have them. It's not that it's going to be 100% no, but the likeliness of it, unfortunately, is very high that they're just going to move on to somebody else. But again, it's like I said before, those things don't become a reality unless you make it a conversation whatsoever. So for me, I try and bring it up. Obviously, there's a respectful way to handle things within business. And obviously, there's a great way to handle yourself, plant seeds and make sure that your end of the deal is heard, because everything is a two-way street and it's a transactional relationship at the end of the day. So when you're speaking with somebody, it's a give and take. So you say, hey, listen, this is what we're going to need to be able to handle this. If that doesn't work, then maybe that just doesn't align with you as well, you know? And there's clients that we have and it's like, hey, listen, we can't do this, because believe me, this is the other thing too that people don't realize, especially from the music video era. And I haven't really done music videos and I really don't want to anymore. I don't care who hears this, like, bro, whether it's Capitol Records, whether it's Warner Brothers, they will say, hey, we'll pay you in net 30. And like, we're talking $20, $30, $40,000 sometimes for these music videos. And then net 30 comes and, we're a little late with payroll. Oh, so-and-so's out of and they don't give a shit. They do not give a shit. So guess who gets to get looked at by their crew, 15, 20 people who they hired? Me. Hey, Sean, where's our paycheck? Hey, Sean, when are we getting paid? So then I have to foot the bill because this multi-million-dollar company that has more money than God just, it's the last priority in their mind right now. So it's just an ugly kind of thing where, you have to say to yourself, is this client ideal for me? Do their values align with mine? If they don't respect my time, if this is not transactional where it's a give and take and both parties feel a mutual agreement on things, then this is probably not worth my time.
Turning that transaction to a true interaction.
Exactly. Because if you're working with somebody and you're like, but I need the money, I need the client, and I would rather the business, but you end up having a second time job just chasing them down to pay you, it just becomes not worth it. And I've done that for so many years and I'm so sick and tired of it that now it's like you have to have the emotional intelligence to kind of read the writing on the wall and say, okay, if this is how this is, just us agreeing to it before the project, what's going to come up when they say, you know what? Yeah, I don't like the way that we shot this. I'm not going to pay. You know what? I don't like this. Oh, you know what? I want to change that. And you know what? I said I was going to do this, but I'm not going to pay you at that time anymore. So if that's going to happen before you even start, the writing's all over the wall. Just you have to learn to be able to say, it's okay. I'm going to say no to this. This doesn't align with my values. Something else will come, right? It's like any business. You can't think that the client that's on your doorstep right now is the last one that's going to come knocking.
Right. With that said, that plugs me into the next perfect conversation. Tell me about all the different jobs that you've been willing to do to front these bills.
What do you mean exactly? Like front these
How
bills?
did you get the extra cash flow to pay your guys on those darker days?
I mean, I just try and keep like a business savings. So, you know, every single time, like I said, that production fee like helps. So that way the business not only grows its value, but we also have money in the checking account for expenses, overhead. And then on top of that too, it's like in these dark situations, it's like, okay, shit. All right. I got to eat it right now when so-and-so company decides that it is that they want to pay me. Okay, I'll get paid back. But you know, if you are the captain of the ship, you better act like one and you better be a leader and not a boss, because everybody who you hired, they look to you and they come around and they work their asses off for you. So you need to keep a good relationship with them. So you have to pay them. Don't ever be the guy who's like, oh yeah, they're not paying. Like that's more bad on me. If I don't have a great agreement with them, if I'm not pressing that company hard enough, if I haven't collected their paychecks, then that's bad on me, because you know what? That's my deal. It's not the guy's deal. Like they agreed to show up. They agreed to work for the day. What are you grabbing over there? Face is dry. We're in a 2-shot over here. This guy's walking over here because my face is oily, pal. I'm Hispanic. What are you talking about? You just got to sit in the frame. You'll live. Nobody in this wide shot. I want you to put this in the podcast. Nobody in this wide shot is like, you know what, man? His face is a little dry. You know what? I wanted to see him get up in the middle of the fucking podcast. Like, imagine that on Rogan. I guess it could happen. Like, Jamie, my face is dry. Like, give me some moisturizer right now.
Man, I'm a brand, bro. What can I say? So he was continuing to say, like, we have to sacrifice as leaders, and it's insane. So for me, like, to front different bills when I was doing everything and I was running my business and I was doing this and that, I had to fucking work for Lyft. I had to do all these extra things just to be able to barely make it by. And Deshaun Boyd and I were talking about all these different things that we've done to sacrifice to grow. And I love it because we haven't talked for, let's say, I think about a year now. We exchanged some messages, but haven't talked on the phone because we've both been busy. But it's like no time has ever passed. And every time we meet up, it's true creativity, just like how he does with his team. And it's so amazing. So I appreciate you. And I want you to know that you're a leader amongst your circle because you care about others. You put others first and you put the business first, but also make sure everybody wants to be, or make sure everybody's comfortable, make sure everybody's taken care of. And that is leading. That's not bossing, right? With that said, what truly, you've said this before, where is a video or film a vibe and where is a video, a film, and a film? Because you have a true background in film, being where you're coming from. So there's vibes, which are great.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's films.
Yeah. I mean, are you saying like, what's the difference? Are you saying, you know, or do you want me to quantify like with exact examples?
Yeah, no, you could say what's the difference and then exact examples of what a...
Yeah, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, storytelling is whether it's painted on the wall in ancient hieroglyphics in ancient Egypt or Greece or something like that, right? Or it's a campfire story, or it's religion in the Bible, or it's theater, or it's music, or it's film, right? Stories help us convey information. They help us convey different ideologies, if you will, different emotions. And that's the most powerful tool at the end of the day. And if we're not clearly, coherently giving you all of that in one, then we're not like totally full, right? And so it's the same thing when it translates to film. And I think we're seeing a lot of kind of vibe films where there's not a lot of clear structure and story. We don't have like a 3-act structure like we normally will, right? We have the fall of our hero, the rise of our hero, and the final conclusion and the catharsis and all of that. And we're seeing a massive difference. Like a vibe is what I would call like, dude, he's got cool music. He's got great cinematography and going on in this film. They have like very cohesive color palette in the whole nine, and there's a vibe, but you watch it and you say, okay, what the fuck did I just watch? Like, here is a story, and here is what I would call either a vibe movie or a coverage movie, right? If I said to you and I said, hey, Mark, let me tell you this great story, dude. And I say, my friend Dave, he went to the park. He sat on a bench. That's it. I just covered what happened. That's it. It's just a vibe.
Like, what else?
What's going on? You're like, what? But if I said, hey, my friend Dave, he went to the park. There was a bunch of gang members there, graffiti, people selling drugs, and he wanted to walk his son there, and he had to clean up the neighborhood so that way it could be a better place for his kid to play soccer. And then in the end, the whole neighborhood loved him, and everybody celebrated, and now they could have like parties at the park and play soccer safely. That's a story, right? We have a beginning, middle, and end, and we not only have a beginning, middle, end, but there's a transformation of things. There is a cause and effect, and a vibe is kind of like we're just lingering on something in one singular feeling, right? A vibe is just that, basically, to me. And so we're seeing so much of that. And personally, I don't like it. I can't stand it whatsoever. I want to take something away. I want to go on a journey. I want to feel something through and through. And it's like there's so many incredible films all around the world that do it. I don't know why I haven't watched this film in a while, but I'm just going to spit it out. Have you ever seen Slumdog Millionaire?
No.
No, you got to fucking watch that.
Where's that at? Where can I watch it?
I'm sure it's on some streaming. I fuck if I know, but
Okay.
I'm sure it's on some
Probably
streaming.
on
It won the Oscars, probably early 2000s, but it's this amazing story of this Indian kid in India, and he goes from like we follow him from like being such a young child in like war-torn India. Like it starts out, there's like this huge insurgence to like following him all throughout his life, where like his mom dies in the beginning in this war, and then he has to like navigate his whole entire life singularly with like no money, learn how to panhandle and get his way by as he travels across India, while he's trying to reconnect with his childhood love that he like saw when India was all war torn and his mom died at the beginning, while doing all these things. And we follow it throughout years and years and years, and like we see this transformation of this character. We see all this hell and shit that he has to go through, and in the end he finally reconnects with the girl and the whole nine. But you're taken through this journey, you're taken through the emotions of the character. You feel like him, you feel for him, and we get to feel so much rather than singularly. Do you want to feel like, just chill, man, for like 3 hours and just feel chill, and then feel like you've got no greater, deeper influence in life? So I don't know. Maybe I'm going on a tangent, but that's the difference here. But definitely Slumdog Millionaire, if you guys haven't seen it, that is a voyage through life. It was an incredible film.
Wow. I got to watch that.
Yeah.
So, Sean, tell me how having one woman that backs you and believes in you fully has helped you go to the next level.
I feel like I'm gonna get long-winded here. I'm gonna get really long-winded. Listen, at the end of the day, whether it is your wife, your girlfriend, let's say you have a roommate who's like your best friend, let's say, it's a partner in whatever realm it is, it's important that you have somebody so cohesive to you, because this journey, I think any entrepreneurial journey, is fucking hard. It's really, really difficult. And I'm not just talking in the sense of money. I'm not just talking in the sense of logistics. There is so much extra baggage that comes with it, right? Like this morning, I'm exhausted. Like somehow I seem a little bit lively here on camera. Somehow I seem like I have it all together.
Energy,
but
baby.
I woke up, my body hurts. Like I've been working day after day, like 14 hours. I haven't had a day off. I'm absolutely blessed. Let me not complain. But shit, I didn't even want to roll out of bed and make my breakfast. I didn't want to iron my clothes I'm wearing right now. And my wife helped me, just kind of get moving, take a little ibuprofen, make me a little Italian cappuccino, and kind of get running, right? So it's those things. And then it's the times when you're broke. It's the times when not only are you broke, but everything in your life is just not working out whatsoever. And so something that you've invested all of your emotion into, something that you've invested all of your hopes, your wants, your dreams into, eventually attacks that that inner alignment within yourself,
Yes,
right?
sir.
And you're not yourself. You need that person there, whoever they may be, for yourself to say, hey, listen, it's going to be okay. Hey, listen, this is going to pass. Hey, listen, get the fuck off your phone, Mark, because we're talking here.
I'm still listening.
I know he's listening, but he's not.
I'm marketing, baby. I'm getting more models here for us, but you're right.
I
And I'm
know.
listening.
No,
I'm done.
I'm just
I
breaking
was
his
posting
balls.
him.
No, I know.
I was posting my boy right here.
We got to keep this as natural and not as structured as possible. But
Right.
you need those people in your life, to be there as an emotional support, because there's always going to be ups and downs. And you're so plugged into it sometimes that, when the losses pile up and the losses keep happening and you feel internally lower and lower and lower and lower on the chain, you need that person to pick you up, smack some fucking sense into you, right? Because like many times in my career, I've been like, oh, I'm nothing. It's not going to work out. It's all over for me and this and that. But on the outside, anybody on the outside, I'm like, dude, look at what you just shot. Dude, holy shit, you've achieved this, that, and the other thing. And you're just going to give up right now? But when the negativity piles up, when any energy piles up too much, it's a weight on your shoulders, right? I don't care if it's negativity or it's positivity. It piles up and it amounts and it almost becomes our driving force, right? If you just did a bunch of multi-million dollars deals in a row, right? You're going to feel like you have race fuel in the tank and you're going to feel like, fuck yeah, nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up, as they say, right? Like we're going to hit the gas from here, right? But then let's say the economy changes, everything gets fucked and, your business is just not doing so hot. And you go through about 9 months of that. Eventually you get used to something. It's an adaptation. It's normal in the body. And eventually you become negative. Eventually you think things are not possible. No matter how positive you are, there's just only so many times that we seek patterns. Our body adapts to a scenario. And so it's important that we have extrinsic forces, meaning our partners, our loved ones, to slap us in the face and be like,
Right.
what you're feeling is not real. What you're feeling is just an amount of all of this weighing on your shoulders.
Did she do that this morning?
Yeah.
What'd she say?
This morning I was grateful as shit, and not this morning, I'm sorry. But she does that all the time. There will be times where things are great and there will be times when things are bad, right? Right now, things are great. And then on top of it too, like this morning, I'm like, oh, my back hurts. I had a back injury. I'm recovering. Oh my God, I'm tired as shit. I've been getting up like stupid early every single day. I'm working long hours. And it's like, hey, babe, be grateful. This is everything you prayed for. And I literally posted about this morning. So having somebody there to be that extrinsic voice, having somebody there to be that pat on the back, to be there and be supportive when you're tired, when you feel like you can't give anymore, when, you lose gear or things go wrong on set and you're broke as fuck in your early days starting up and your wife goes, all right, listen, I'll put it on my credit card, or your car gets towed in those times when you're a startup and you're fucked. Listen, I got your back. Like we'll get your car out of towed. Having somebody who's so loyal to you is one of the most invaluable, irreplaceable things. Like I feel like I'm rambling. I'm going off on
You're
a
not.
tangent
You're
here,
going perfect.
but I'm saying so many things because I can't drive this point home enough. And there's so much that becomes of it. So however that partner is in your life, for anybody else out there who has different scenarios, just make sure that you appreciate them. More importantly, like outside of the importance of it, make sure that every now and then you can kind of take off the entrepreneur cap. You make the sacrifices, right? Like, so for me, if I know I have a day off on a Sunday as an entrepreneur, you always have shit that you have to do. If you're not working in the field, okay, I got to write these invoices. Okay, I got to organize the gear, but you have to make the sacrifices to have days of appreciation for those people who sacrifice so much for you, because eventually they're going to say, I give all I can to this person and, they don't have any time for me. So you need to make sure that, again, just like with clients, it's a give and a take. If that person is giving you so much, you need to not only verbally express how much it is that you appreciate them, but you need to also make sure that you make the sacrifices to do things for them to also express your appreciation, because you will not have that person there forever if it's not, reciprocated at all. That's all I'm going to say about this. I don't know.
I love that, man. And I couldn't agree more. It's just kind of another thing where you have to set the expectations properly from the start and also continue to put the work in. Like it's not a job, but like it's your passion, right? And I couldn't agree more. With that said, you've done it by yourself before. You've done it with your partner. You've had your support. What does your team, and how does that support system help you keep the fuel on days like this? For example, you said you got a back injury, you are in pain, you've done a lot, you've been working 15-hour days for 4 days straight, maybe even more. How has the support of your team fueled you and pushed you to the point where it's like, you know what? I'm locked in no matter what. Right now, you can't tell that he's tired as fudge. You cannot tell that he's been working 15-hour days. You can't even tell that his back hurts. So go for it.
Dude, I mean, it's a great feeling when you have people who believe in you. It's a great feeling when you not only have the people that believe in you. I just worked with one of my best friends, Ryan, the past few days, and he came out, and this dude worked his fucking ass to the bone. Not even just worked hard. It's a different thing when you have somebody who believes in you, because every single time I needed something, hey, do you want me to do this? Hey, I could do that. Hey, I could do this. He could have just sat in the corner and until I needed something and asked for something, then he would do it. No, he put in that effort.
Proactive.
So when you are able to have the character that people want to help you out and are proactive in helping you out and pursuing that and saying, hey, dude, this is great. We got this new client. Like, bro, imagine what we could do in the future. Imagine what we could do. Hey, man, thank you so much for hiring me. Like, last night I took him out to a nice dinner. Like, afterwards, we sat there and everything because we were just cooked. He's like, are you sure? Are you sure? I'm like, dude, I don't care. Like, we'll put it on the business card. Like, I got you. We got dinner. And it's like, when you have that amount of appreciation for you just hiring them and bringing them in on your dream, on your business, it's like, how can I not reciprocate and get up and be strong? It's like the general who has all of his men say, hey, listen, we're willing to charge the hill and we're willing to die for you. Like, how can you not say, you know what, I'm going into battle with you? Like, right? Who's respected more? The fat politician who sits in the chair and says, yeah, go die for me. Yeah, go die for me. Or the generals and the presidents back in the day, like George Washington, or in the Roman Empire, right? Like Caesar and stuff would fight with his men, say, hey, listen, we are going to go over that hill and we're going to fucking kill everybody. And we're going to take this land because it's ours. And we're going to fight and we're all going to do it together. Or the guy who says, you know what, I need you guys to go over here and do this, right? The difference between a boss and a leader. So when you not only feel like a leader, but you also feel like somebody who is well honored, well appreciated, well respected, and there's a reciprocation in your respect for them, then holy shit, man, when I'm tired, when I feel like shit, when I feel like, okay, I don't want to keep going. Like yesterday, I was cooked by the end of the day. I was still having fun with what I was doing. I was like, all right, Ryan is still in this. I got to stay in this because like we're both like working together here. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. And then this morning too, you know what? My wife is like, I'm proud of you. You've been working so hard. I got you here. Double shot of cappuccino. I got you. Oh, get in the shower. Get it. Let's go. You got to get to that
Cold
podcast.
shower, baby.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I'll iron your clothes. It's like, all right, wake the fuck up. Everybody's showing up for you this morning. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So if you have that kind of support, it's like, it's kind of hard to let them down, if you will.
Man, you said something that triggered me in a beautiful way. You said that you reciprocate when somebody's proactively involved in your business and doesn't expect anything in return. And that's such a beautiful thing. And then you go ahead and you return the favor and show your appreciation. Gratitude elevates your altitude, quote by Mark Anthony, the dude that's speaking right now. And with that said, how many times have you seen people that are proactively helping them, and you don't have to name drop or anything, that are proactively helping them, and they don't end up reciprocating that energy to that individual or to their team? And how did that change the dynamic for them?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'll say this. Yeah. One thing I could think of in particular is probably a few years back, like in my early years when I was just getting started, I had this one big music video, and fucking, if it could go wrong, everything went wrong on this one. And one guy that I considered a friend at the time, we're no longer friends. I mean, I wish him well. He's apologized years later down the line. We're cool. But one guy who I had hired consistently on a daily basis all the time, and he was new here in LA, and he just wanted to make some connections, and would always pay him not only a fair rate, a great rate. We had this music video, he was on it, and he was the camera assistant, and he lost a memory card to this camera, which was proprietary, and it was like an $800 memory card, right? And did not want, the location was an hour and a half away, and I get it, but he lost it, and like he's in charge of all of this stuff. Did not want to go back to the location and search for it because it was an hour and a half drive. Didn't want to do anything. So guess who had to foot the bill to pay the guy for the memory card, because he's like, I don't want to go through insurance. Insurance is going to take like a month and a half. Like, I need this camera. This is how I get paid to work and everything. And I rent this camera out. No, you're going to pay me now. So I had to eat the $800. And I remember like throughout the day, even before this happened, like anything that I would ask him to do, it would just only be as if I asked him, and then always, okay, yeah, whatever. And I'm like, dude, I hire you like all the time. You have nobody else hiring you. Like, you're like, I'm broke as fuck. Like, please hire me. Okay. And I feel bad for you. And so not only to get that kind of attitude, but also in the end, like, no, dude, I'm not going back there. I'm not searching. It's an hour and a half drive. I got to pay for the gas and everything. I'm like, dude, I paid you in full before the shoot, and now I have to eat the cost of the memory card. And I will admit that this is my wrongdoing, and I don't care if anybody hears this, dude. I laid into him on the phone like hard. There's only a few people in Los Angeles, and I don't like to be this guy, but I got nasty as fuck. When I say nasty, like nasty, like screaming at the top of my lungs. Like, dude, you don't understand. Like, to give you context on this one too, like I said, I don't like to be that guy, and I don't think there's like a reason for it. So I've tried to throttle back in the years. But I remember feeling so unappreciated. Like, dude, I've hired you for months. I've like basically like kept you through everything. I motivate you. I try and inspire you to get your own clients and do things. And like, you don't want to do any of that. You don't want to show up and work hard. And then also like, I get fucked. Now I have to pay for it. And it's okay if Sean pays for it, and it's okay if, but I don't want to go look for it at all. And I'm like, okay, this is the thanks I get. So I felt so undercut, so undermined, and it sucks to have that feeling. And I know so many other entrepreneurs go through that as well, that I couldn't help but respond emotionally. And you can't do that. You kind of just have to be like, okay, shame on me. I've learned a lesson. I've learned that I have to not only better vet the people that I'm working with, but the people that I want to eat at the table with me, right? Because I don't want to just consider everybody this bot to just do what I tell them to do, right? I want to create a table that everybody can eat at and have a family and grow together. Not everybody has that mindset, but unfortunately over time, I've also had to differentiate that sometimes some people will just need to be work for hire in some situations, and they merely need to be transactional. But if I can grow a table that we can all eat and grow at together, then I would love to do that. But you have to differentiate those people. You have to learn how to better vet those people along the way, because sometimes values won't align, work ethic won't align. And yeah, I just have to maybe get better at that. That's something I'm still learning the lesson of this year. Maybe not quite in the same way. I would say this year is maybe like I've worked with some people and creative values don't align, personality values don't align. I'm a very talkative guy. And when I work with people who are very, hey, how's it going? Hey, it doesn't do well for me. I'm like, speak the fuck up, dude.
Get
like,
out.
Say something.
Get out.
Say something. Like, I feel like you either don't like me or you don't like the scenario. Like, because I'm just going to say how I feel. And if I'm excited as fuck, I want you to feel excited. I want you to feel excited. I want you and the camera to feel excited. I want everybody to feel like, yeah, let's fucking do this.
Let's
shit.
go.
Right. So if everybody in the room is not feeling that way, I'm like, all right, either you don't like to be here or you're just not an excited
If you have
person.
lazy energy, get away.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. So I don't like that. So I feel like to answer your question before I keep on rambling, it's just like, vetting those people better so that way you don't have those kinds of issues is an important thing that you need to kind of grow as your career goes on. And then, sometimes it's like not a right or wrong thing. It's just, certain people jive and work well together and certain people don't. It's no hate against those people. As like I said, I've worked with people who work hard and they're good at their job, but they're just kind of, hey, hey, yeah, all right. Yeah. And for me, that's just, I'm an explosive kind of energy type of guy, and that just doesn't blend well with me.
That's horrible. I think it's all part of the process though. And now you can see right through people's ways of wanting to screw you over, or not actually wanting to perform, or not actually performing and not actually doing what they said they were going to do. Yeah. And with that said, it's like you have to qualify the candidate, qualify them. And then even when they're on set, making sure they're up to point and setting that like morning huddle before the setting the intention for the day, setting the objectives, setting the goals and what we're going to hit. And this is the time we're going to hit. Yes, if we go past it, oh, well, that's fine. But we need to be on target with as best as we can. So tell me about, let's say, one normal and excuse me, nominal regular film day, running from A to Z, what a morning huddle looks like and how you set the targets. Obviously, we go past them in the film industry. Things change.
Yeah.
People don't execute their jobs. They don't execute on their words. They might have forgotten their lines, and you have to coach them through it. But let's do a 5 minute morning huddle or a 3 minute morning huddle, setting a task for the day. How do you go about doing that?
Yeah. I mean, really, I love everybody to get to set, right away, everybody to kind of talk to each other, settle in for a little bit, make sure that all of the craft services like the snacks and coffee and water is there. Give them a little bit of time to like kind of settle in. All right. The gear's out, all the food and craft services are out. And all right, hey, everybody, listen, I want to just get you guys together for a huddle. We just have a couple things to go over for the day. And it's not only that we want to obviously set the standard of what our goal is for the day, but sometimes maybe there's logistical things to go over. Like one I just did, we did a huddle because we had guns on set, and we want to do a safety meeting. So we also want to set a standard that our intentions as the filmmakers hiring you, the production company, the crew, are of the utmost purest form because we care about your safety. We care for you as well. And then after that is let's talk about the goals of today. Let's also build everybody's morale up as well. Let's also make sure that we know here that you guys are appreciated, and without you this is not possible whatsoever. And I think that that's so important. So I try and just get through that as quickly as possible, like the boring stuff, the safety stuff, but still make sure that it's there so we know, like, hey, listen, I don't want any of you guys to get hurt. Hey, listen, if you guys see something, say something. Hey, listen, let's also communicate so that way we also have like a clear day. If something is not working, you're going to go over to Abe, my producer, and you're going to talk to him and say, hey, listen, we could do this, that, and the other thing better, right? It's film. It's like riding a bull. Things don't always go to plan. You can have a plan, but the generator stops working, so we don't have light for an hour, and so-and-so's got to run to the gas station. We got to get more gas for the generator. We got to go. So we're always going to have to pivot. And sometimes things are going to maybe be a little bit stressful. And so let's also make sure that we're treating each other with respect. We're not yelling at anybody. We're not cursing at anybody. But, if we have to move stat and we have to talk stern, please understand that we respect you. We love you. We're not here to be the bad guy whatsoever. So any of that, we just you're appreciated. None of this
We're
is
here to
meant
execute
in
at the
any
end
way.
of the day.
We're here to execute. So it's setting a standard of we love you. We appreciate you. It's setting a standard of this is what we need to do. And we're here to do it. And it's setting a standard that we all chose this career, right? We all chose to make movies. We all chose to make art for a living. This is going to be some long hours. This is going to be at maybe times stressful, but also let's have fun. One thing I do on my sets big time, especially once we get a rhythm, I will admit, like I'm a little bit serious for a little while, but once we get the rhythm, we're getting the shots, everything's going great. I love to have fun. I don't like that. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, copy that. I'm like, let's fuck around. Let's joke around like with the lines with the actors. Let's joke around with the grip guys. It doesn't matter who it is. If you want to say something and add something in, let's have fun. Like that's the whole intention of it. I don't like this whole hyper serious thing. So when you set that all of those standards at the height of the day, I feel like you can have as smooth of a day as you possibly can. Like I said, obviously things can go wrong. Obviously things will always not go 100% according to plan because that's the nature of the business that we're in. But as long as you can set that as standard, as long as you can be Maximus, with your legion and say, listen, we're going to charge the hill. We're going to do this together. Right. And you set that energy in everybody, man, the rest is in God's hands, man. You've done your part.
Greatness over defeat. Shout out to the team in the background. You can't see him, but my cousin Vanessa G. She's so beautiful. I love her. Shout out to Crispy Life. Crispy Life. He's the smoothest guy with the haircuts in
Love
the
that.
industry. He's the individual that I will say that has helped me grow as well, has helped me get in situations without a clean haircut that I would not have been able to get in. So thank you. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you all for that didn't show up because we ultimately didn't need you to begin with. But for you guys that are still on the way, we appreciate you. We're here to execute. And with that said, thank you guys. Gratitude elevates your altitude. Tell me about the Italy filming that you've done recently and how you're going to help me meet some of the people in Italy so we can continue to grow together. And even if now is not the right time, just tell me a little bit about filming in Italy and what that felt like for you.
Sure, man. Yeah, no, I mean, filming in Italy was like absolutely beyond a dream come true. I grew up in North Jersey, so I'm around a lot of Italian Americans. And so, especially the neighborhood I grew up in was all Italian American. And I want you to consider that I'm not Italian in the slightest form bit, but all of our families
What is your
habits, Colombian, Arab, and Irish. So I have the whitest name ever, Sean Franklin Boyd, right? My dad is an Irish guy with green eyes and blonde hair, but dark skin because he's half Syrian and half Irish. And then my mom is Colombian, right? But my dad grew up all in an Italian neighborhood. So did I too. So all of our Sunday traditions, all of our, even our religion, Roman Catholic too, is all Italian habits. And I've always grown up around that culture. I've always appreciated it for so many years. But the idea, especially as a North Jersey guy, most people are born and raised there. They maybe go to Florida once a year or the Bahamas, and that's it. You never go anywhere else. The idea of just getting to Italy in my lifetime is kind of like this thing where you're like, it's a place you're never going to go. Right. So to get to go to Europe in general was my first time this past year, was like, holy shit. Wow.
You and I both.
Why did I think this was so hard? Holy shit, I'm here. Wow. Oh my God. Right. So the whole thing kind of came about to be because I couldn't afford it. I'll totally admit it. At the time, my wife's girlfriend had a timeshare and she gifted us for our wedding anniversary a trip to Italy. And so we went to Pompeii, right, which is beautiful historical ruins of a Roman society that was destroyed by a volcano. And we went for the day and it was hot and we had been walking around the ruins for like 3 hours, and eventually I was like, all right, babe, yeah, this is beautiful. Like, I'm kind of hungry. Maybe we'll like leave. And there was an exit at the park. And so I said, all right, let's leave. And she's like, no, let's just stay like another hour. I was like, all right, fine. So we stay, and then there's a new exit and there's a whole Colosseum, and there happens to be a whole Roman village set up with all these guys in armor and everything. And I'm like, oh shit, what is this? And the next thing you know, I'm like talking to these guys and they're teaching me about Roman history and the whole nine. And I'm there for like an hour and a half. And my wife's like, I'll be at the exit whenever you want to go. No rush. So I start talking to this one guy. His name is Daniele Bergantini. And I'm talking to him forever. And I'm like, dude, you know what? Like, you're so cool. Thank you for teaching me about your history, your culture. I was like, do you mind if I take a photo of you? I'll send it to you. I'll email it to you when I get back to the States. Yeah, sure. No problem. So the rest of the trip goes great. I'm grateful. We had a great time in Italy. And I email him the photo about a week after I get back. He emails me back. I have my email signature with my website, all of my work and everything. And he said, hey, this is really cool. What is it that you do? Like, he doesn't understand the film industry and directing everything. And so I told him, he's like, wow, this is great. How would you like to come and make a film with us? So I said, oh yeah, like that'd be fucking sick, man.
A short film or a full film? What is this?
Like a short film, yeah, like a mockumentary, like of Roman soldiers. So I was like, oh shit, dude, like this is fucking sick. Like, wow. I was like,
so trust it off rip. Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, that'd be great. So he said, you know what, my neighbor Betsy, she speaks English better than me. Can we get on a Zoom and talk about it? I said, yeah, sure. And in my mind, I'm like, there is no fucking way this is ever going to happen. Like, that's just too crazy. There's no way this is ever going to happen.
Right.
So we get on a Zoom. Betsy is his English teacher. And Betsy, big shout out to you. She's originally from the UK and she lives there in Italy. She speaks full Italian.
Right.
She's an English teacher for Italians and she speaks full Spanish. Incredible woman. And she helped facilitate the whole entire meeting. And so originally he thought that I was just going to edit something for them that they were going to shoot. And so there was a huge like language barrier and misunderstanding. And the next thing you know, I'm like, no, I thought I was coming there. And he was like, oh, you want to come all the way to Italy? We would never ask you that. I was like, what are you talking about, bro?
That's the only way it's going to work.
I was like, that's the only way, bro. I want to get there. I want to shoot Roman soldiers in Italy. Like, what are you talking about? So we had a couple other conversations to be able to figure out to make the whole thing work, just getting me there, the logistics of it, room and board, all of that. And eventually we were able to put the whole thing together. So 6 weeks after I first went to Italy was the next time I was getting on the plane. So to be there, I was like, holy shit. And I kind of extended the trip a little bit on my own dime. I flew into Milan because I'd never been to Milan on the first trip. And I'm there. I did the whole trip alone. And I remember like flying in and be like, holy fucking shit, this is a dream come true, man. And on the trip, I made it a thing to like type onto threads like, hey, is there any Italian filmmakers? Anybody want to link up? I met up with this guy, Miguel. He speaks Italian, but he is from Peru and he speaks Spanish. And he moved from Peru crew to Milan, one of the best fashion videographers out there in Milan. Great dude. And he ended up taking me out the whole day in Milan, showing me all around town, talking to me about what he does. Such a cool dude, great networking, the whole nine. I got to see all of Milan. So it was incredible, dude. And then the next thing you know, I'm driving to a town called Fano, which most people who visit Italy are never going to go to. And Fano is the city of fortune. It is where Julius Caesar used to take his vacations. So it's like a mini Rome. It's on the east coast of Italy. And it's this beautiful little town. And they would call it Fano Fortunum, which means like the city of fortune, right? And I would drive out there. It was about a 4-hour drive from Milan after I spent 2 days. And I'm going to meet Betsy and Daniele, who live out there. Never met them before in my entire life. Don't know what to expect. Like this whole thing could be like either a scam. They could be there to rob me. Like they could be anybody. They could be bad people. They ended up being like the greatest people that I talk to literally every day on WhatsApp till now. I'm learning Italian now.
Yes,
I speak
sir.
with them in Italian all the time. Very little still. And we just created such a great friendship. And then eventually after that, we went from Fano. We drove to this area called Monte Fumiolo, and it's this mountain. And dude, we had like the thickest fog with all of these Roman soldiers. So everything's blue and bleak as fuck with these Roman soldiers. And we put together this amazing short film that's like a historical documentary, mockumentary, if you will, like reenactment.
When does it come out?
With voiceover later this year. We're still working on it and everything. Like I'm still working on all the translations as I learn Italian. I thought it was going to be easy, but editing a film in Italian has been more challenging than I thought, but it's okay. I'm learning. And so and then also I shot that film the whole day with no crew, just me, and Betsy helped me out with the whole thing in this mountain in the middle of nowhere. This New Jersey kid who never thinks he'll get to Italy, and I made a brotherhood with all these guys in the Legion, and we talked about life, and we're doing all this, and my dreams have come true, and I'm like, holy shit, how the fuck am I here shooting the sickest footage of my life? These people are the nicest people ever on my 32nd birthday. So I'm shooting on my birthday. I'm out there alone. I've never met any of these people in my life. And by the end, I feel like they're family. I have Roman soldiers who made me like Roman wine. We have a dinner table with like 20 of us in this like little mountain hotel. They're all singing in Latin in like Roman chants and like their armor at the table. And they're all cheersing. They got me a bunch of Italian food. And like I'm having the time of my life after we wrapped the filming that night on my birthday. So to answer your question, filming out there, like it literally changed my life. It gave me a new perspective on the other side of the world. It also gave me a new perspective of motivation, because when you're at the bottom, sometimes you set yourself a new standard. You absorb that energy of that negativity. But then when God shows you the light, when he shows you that you can get everything that you dreamed of, when he shows you connections, when he shows you people you've never met in your entire life, treating you like they've known you for their entire life, treating you like a brother, like a family member, and having it in such a platform where you're so appreciative, where you're going through a transformation of belief in your life. I cried at that dinner table like a little girl. Like there's videos of it, like where I'm like, holy shit, how is this possible right now? My parents are so proud. My wife is so proud. I'm so proud to be here. And I'm so grateful for these moments that I went home, and I still don't forget it till today. I talk with Daniele and Betsy almost every single day on WhatsApp. And mind you, that was like 6 months ago in November. We don't stop talking. I'm still working on the film actively, the whole nine. I'm learning Italian now. I'm studying Italian culture nonstop, and I'm just counting the days until when it is that I go back. I don't know when that is, but I know I will have to promote this film.
I want to go back. Let's set up for, you said you want to go in summertime.
I want to go in the summertime so bad. Yeah.
August. Sound good?
Yeah, I would love to go back. So
let me set that up for us.
Yeah, I would love to, man. Yeah, no.
Okay.
So I want to get a second home there one day. I love it so much.
We will. So, are you open to making a short film for me in Lake Como? How much would that charge? And I know there's factors, but what would be your base minimum rate for 3 days of filming in Lake Como?
3 days of filming in Lake Como, sorry. Probably, I mean, it's definitely going to be a few $1,000s for sure.
Like 30, 40?
Are we talking like just me, not crew, not gear, not travel?
No, I'm talking elite. I'm talking full production, High Crest Drive, the Sean Boyd directing.
You're probably talking at least like 70 to 100.
Okay, for 3 days? What about 2 days?
For 2 days,
We
maybe
need
a little bit less. Like a lot of your
So
logistics
100K.
are just getting me there, the clothes,
Right.
everything.
You heard it here. 100K for 3 days in Lake Como for me. Your price might be a little higher because I have helped him a little bit, but 100K, that's nothing. It's not nothing, rather,
Yeah.
but it is something that's attainable for me in the near future because of connections that I have and leveraging OPM, right? For you guys that don't know what OPM is, other people's money. In this case, it's going to be a business or a angel investor, which I have. So next, I love it. This guy is Himothy. We're almost done. Give me a couple more value pieces for somebody looking to start their production company or somebody looking to start being a true freelance director.
Ooh, value points, man, is, let me think on this for a second.
Okay.
So I want to say this is very nice. I feel like I've been decently well spoken this morning.
You've been amazing, sir.
But this one, yeah, because there's so much to say. Biggest thing for anybody, are we talking like new, fresh, like just starting, baby's bottom? Like,
No, they have
barely
experience,
touched the
but now
camera?
they're going off.
So we're transitioning from an experienced freelancer to production company owner. Okay. I'm going to give you this answer from a guy who's still learning it, from a guy who is not a master, from a guy who's getting success, but it's not quite at the level of anybody who called himself a master. I'm going to give you the humble answer like that, right?
Okay.
So I've been at this now as a production company owner for only 3 months, right? And I've learned a lot in that time period. And I also think that part of it comes with time of being ready. So this is what I'll say is, right? So somebody who wants to transition from freelancer to agency owner, production company owner, there's a couple things that I think you need to have in check. Number one, have you done your due diligence over the years as a freelancer, learning from producers, directors, production company owners, on learning as much as you possibly can from an outside point of view to be able to do this, to be able to start this company? Because you need to have a good foundation. You're never going to know it all, because I think even established people who've been doing this 10, 20 years, because this is a business that is evolving, right? Like 5 years ago, AI was not in the conversation, right? AI affects our business, right? AI affects the logistics on it. It affects the creative. It affects the mindset and the way that we pitch this, right? If it's not AI, the laws, the permits, the way that things are done, the content strategy, everything is changing. My point with that is that I don't think that anybody who's even doing this 10, 20, 30 years is a master of this. We are all learning and adapting, but at its core focus, when you are getting started, I think that you should not only have a good understanding of the experience of what it takes to have a production company from an outside point of view as you've been a freelancer, but you should also have good technical knowledge. You should also have good logistical knowledge of what it takes. Like, don't come in here and just think, you know what, I've been shooting for a camera for years. Let's just start this. Let's fucking do this, right? So that's number one. Number two, I think it's good that, you don't conquer land by just being one soldier. It takes a legion. It takes an army. It takes a whole entire group of people to do it. And it's not just the sheer masses of bodies of like actual physical labor. It's minds, right? It's different minds as well. It's not just a number of them, right? So that means putting people into positions of motivating them to have them be in a position where they're going to say, okay, I know what he needs, right? So when you consult with those people before you're starting your agency, like for instance, I'm really lucky because my mom does payroll and runs a company that not only helps do payroll for companies, helps do accounting and everything. So I had to consult with her and say, hey, listen, what do I need to do this? How should I structure my business? Should it be an LLC? Should it be an S corp? What state should I incorporate?
LLC, S corp?
I have an LLC.
Okay.
For this state right now, as being a sole owner, not an S corp, and the S corp, you kind of get a better tax situation if you have people continuing on payroll. But for my business, because it's a revolving door, because every production is different, we 1099 people. We don't have anybody on payroll.
Yes,
LLC makes more sense for me.
Copy.
I'm incorporated in the state of Delaware, which makes more sense because I also have operations out of there, and because I also have an address there, and it makes more sense tax-wise as well. So you need to consult people on what it is that you need to do structurally to make sure that your business is set up well. Outside of just the taxes, the logistics and everything, right? Then you also talk to people like for the marketing or the website. Understand that Everything that you're doing is not, you can't just look at it as I'm spending money and I'm doing this. It is an investment, right? So when I consult people and I put the legion, when I put the soldiers into place, there's a guy who's an archer, there's a guy who's a general, there's a guy who's a lieutenant, right? And a legion for a reason, because they all come together and say, no, general, this is what we need to do. This is where these need to be. So I'm learning more and more that I can't do this all on my own. I'm going to get burnt the fuck out. I don't know how to do all of these things myself. I can't specialize in all of these things. I may know a lot or a little bit about a lot, right? But I can't specialize and do them. So when I need to do these things and I've gotten the people who specialize in doing this, say, Sean, you need to do it this way. I need to listen. I also need to vet those people well, because I've made those mistakes in the past. And when I listen, I can't go, fuck, dude, it's really going to be $3,000 for a website? All right, well, I can do it myself. If I do it myself, that means, okay, the website's going to come out shitty. It's not going to have great lead traffic. It's not going to be attention grabbing. My portfolio is not going to be presented its best. So I need to learn that it's not, I'm spending money, I'm investing money, right?
What does investing mean to you?
Investing means to me that you are taking a calculated risk with your money for the pursuit of a very specific goal. And you are understanding that not only in the grand gamble of odds of being an entrepreneur, that you are tossing that gamble on many, many different factors. The person you hire to make your investment with, whatever that is, whether, let's just say it's in the context of a website. Right. Am I vetting that person right within that investment? Is that person going to yield me the best return on the money that I'm putting in, whether that's return in value on visibility for my business, whether that's return on value on physical, actual return on investment, monetary return, right? Or is this also a return on investment as well on, hey, I invested in doing my website with this guy. Is he going to help me 3 years down the line? Is he going to want to grow with me, right? There's so many factors that you have to think about when you are making any investment. So for me, it's personal, it's logistical, it's monetary, it's monetarily quantified as well. So there's so many things that goes on with that and with investment. But these are all the things that I would say that, you know, just at a surface glance, because I think the list can go on and on and on, that I think anybody transitioning from being a freelancer to an agency to a production owner need to think about. And then the other thing too, the last thing I'll say that's most important, and believe me, I'm missing things here, are what is your goal? What is your intent? Who is your target audience? What is your brand identity? What is your intention? What kind of things do you want to shoot? Do you want to shoot music videos? Do you want to shoot narrative films? Do you want to shoot commercials and create commercials for people? Do you want to solely just structure yourself to be sports broadcast, right? You need to quantify what that is and double down on it, because niching down will help your business so much more, rather than just being the one trick pony and being the jack of all trades, or however you want to put it.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm master of some.
That.
Yes, sir.
You know, you have a roadmap of where you want to go, because I think in the early freelancing years, I was just like, I'll do whatever. This year, specifically for me, my focus is commercial and narrative, and that's it. And specifically commercials that are in a narrative context, because that's becoming a huge thing in content right now, a huge thing in marketing. So when you realize where you want to go and you have more of a map drawn, you're going to have more of what you want, rather than just going with the flow, rather than just being a bag within the wind. And the last thing I will say that you need is an unwavering belief. And not just belief, character and fortitude to go on. Because those days where I said, where you're going to feel like, I'm tired, I don't care, I don't know, everything's going to shit, this is not going how I want it to play, are going to inevitably happen. So you need to have that character where you say, okay, you know what, I'll fucking mope for about a day. Maybe 2, maybe 3 max. And then by day 4, I got to say, you know what, dude, you've dug this hole so deep. You've opened up this whole can of worms where you say, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be this. I want to be that there is no fucking other options. So you better pucker up, pal, get back on your horse and say, all right, let's go. I said I want to do this, so I better put my money where my mouth is. And people believe in me. I opened up this. I don't have any other plan B, so I got to do it. So you need to have that fortitude to just, no matter what, you can have bad days. That's okay. You can have days where you feel like you're down. You can have those days where you feel like this isn't working out so hot. It's normal. You're fucking human. But you need to also have those days where you say, you know what? I'm not giving up. I'm not
Fuck
giving up.
no.
I'm going to keep going.
Right.
It's
Right.
not, sometimes it's not just, okay, I punched the wall 100 times, I want to make a hole. Sometimes it's, where am I going wrong here? What do I need to do better? When you come back to your clarity, and then you need to keep on going. So fortitude, fortitude, fortitude. And that is the last thing I will say.
So with that said, you know how I'm going to end this right now. What are three things? Wow. What are three things that you're looking to improve this week? And what is your biggest, most wild, in the limitless world and abundance world that we have? What is your big goal for this year, if you feel comfortable sharing it with me?
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's see. Repeat the first question.
Three things to focus on this week that you want to improve.
Wow, three things to focus on this week. All right. Number one, because I feel like things are great in the business field. I need to be better for personal self-care a little bit here and there, because
Okay.
if you don't have your personal self-care, if this is all a race, right, and you're not maintaining the car, and you're just pressing on the gas at 1,000 miles an hour, 100%, and the brakes are glowing red hot, and the hood is smoking, then you're going to burn out. You're going to crash and burn, and you will never be able to perform, and you will not have the longevity to go the distance in your business. So I need to be a little bit better about personal care. So tomorrow I'm going to get a little bit of work done on myself, a little bit of acupuncture, a little bit of mobility work, especially with this back injury. But that also includes things for the spirit, man. It is great. I think there's a great hustle culture, and I think it's great to work your ass off. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I feel like I'm no slouch to that whatsoever. But if you don't recharge the batteries, I mean physically, if you don't recharge the batteries spiritually, that means spending time with your wife, your partner, your family, your friends as well, then what the fuck are we working for, right?
Nothing.
If I can't make money and say, hey, you know what, babe, you want to go sit here and have a glass of wine and chill for a little while, then why work? It's great to say, hey man, listen, I work really hard. I'm this alpha dude on this podcast, and I wake up at 3 a.m. and I work 40 bazillion hours, and I'm badass, and you should be badass like me. And all I do is work. Like, that's fucking cool for a soundbite, but I'm sorry. Like, family and life and enjoying life is also equally as important as having, all of that happen, because why are we here on earth, right?
How has being a family man impacted you and helped your business?
I think it's helped me sit harder on my morals and ethics with things, and learning when to say no to things, just because money will come and go in life. I've been doing well, and I've also been in situations where I've been so low, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in debt. And not long ago, where I thought, oh my God, we're going to be homeless tomorrow. And when all the money disappeared, and when all the clients disappeared, and I had nothing, you know who's there? My wife,
And
my
God.
family,
Right.
God, everybody.
Right.
All the bullshit disappeared. All of those things disappeared, but my wife was there through and through. You're going to get through this. This isn't over, babe. You're going to get through this. You're great. Everything's going to work out. That was the only constant. So if I don't pull over and I don't say, yeah, fuck this money, like, there are times, like, if it's a Sunday and it's not that big of a paying job, where I tell somebody, no, sorry, either I can't do it, you got to get somebody else. If they're like, it has to be this Sunday, I'm like, I can't do it. Got to go to church with my wife. I got to spend the day with my wife, even if we don't do anything, even if it's just like, hey, let's take a walk in the park. Like, I have to spend time with my wife, because unfortunately, lately, like this past week, I've been like, I woke up at 5 a.m. I leave the house at 6 o'clock in the morning. My wife's sleeping. I get back home. It's 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I'm shot. I'm going to eat my dinner, and then I'm going to go to bed. And then the next day, the same thing. And I don't see her. And she texts me, how you doing, this and that. And like, I'm so in it at these jobs that I can't text. And it's like, that's not a relationship. That's not fair to the person that, when you're exhausted, hey, let me rub your back. Hey, let me make you dinner. Hey, let me make you the cappuccino so you feel better. Hey, you know what? Oh, you need to pick yourself up. Hey, you know what? Don't worry about it. I got the groceries this week. Things are rough. That's not fair to that person. So you need to be able to be sure that you're there with them. My family, who's 5,000 miles away, home in New Jersey. Hey, Ma, how you doing? Hey, Dad, how you doing? Hey, Dad, I love you. Hey, brother, I love you, man. I miss you. I'll see you when I can.
While you can.
That is important. So those are things that I always try and be very, personally aware of. So that's one thing I need to be more active on this week, because we've worked hard. We're paying the bills. Things are going great. Awesome. One thing I want to be better at this week. Man, the next thing, what do I want to be better at this week? Number 2. Man, managing the horizon of things and being very emotionally aware all the time. I would say emotional awareness, I've been very good at it, but I want to be
Okay.
even more well aware of it. That's why I made this post this morning. I said, you know what, you're tired, you know what, you're fucking run down, you know what, yeah, you're
Hmm.
exhausted, but you prayed for this. You prayed for this. So
Privileged.
it's having that little, angel on your shoulder when all of your default feelings are there, and say, you prayed for this, pal. Be emotionally aware enough to know that don't let that be your default. Don't get jaded. Be happy, be grateful nonstop.
Discipline over desire, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. So just being emotionally aware, good or bad, and I mean that in a good way too, because there's also times like this where I've been like, I'm the shit. Yeah, I'm fucking working hard. Yeah, I'm making money. Yeah, I'm getting booked nonstop. Yeah, I'm great.
Right.
Don't let that get to your head either. You got to be humble to also realize that anything can change, right? I've said this before, as fast as you can climb the ladder, you can fall faster. So you start getting too cocky and you treat people like you don't have time for them. You treat people with less than anything but respect at all, then that's going to come back to you too. So being emotionally aware in every situation, don't let the success go to your head,
Right.
but also don't let the success go to your head, and be grateful. I think it's nuanced and it's double-edged in that scenario. So I don't think it's something that I need to work on better, but it's something that I want to continue to practice and have the discipline of,
Yes, sir.
especially while things are good, because it's like, yeah, both things come with it. I'm tired. Oh my God, I'm in this. Nope. Be grateful. I'm the shit. Everything is going great. Nope. Be grateful. Don't act like you're all that, pal. So that's one thing I want to keep on going. And the last thing I will say
Hmm.
going forward for this week,
Yes, sir.
damn, this is a tough one, dude. You got me.
The
You
third
got
one
me.
always stumbles everybody, but you fucking got this, sir.
All right. Yeah. The third one I'm going to say is planning out my timing a lot better. I
Okay.
think I'm decent at it, but I think especially when things become hectic, and especially when things just change, because I could literally have like 2-3 days free, and then somebody, hey, we have this commercial. Hey, we want to shoot this and that. Can you shoot it in 3 days? I'm like, oh, okay. So the week changed, but there's things that I have committed to prior doing. And then sometimes it becomes, yeah, well, I'll just do that later. Yeah, I have the shoot. Yeah, I'm making money. I got to do that later. But these are very important things. So making it a very laid out plan to not only be a man of my word to myself, because there's things that I have going on for my personal YouTube right now. There's things that I have
Right.
going on that I've committed to with other brands.
Right.
Making the commitment to manage my time, so that way when all of this is resolved, I can't go, oh, I'm tired, I have to,
Right.
I'll just keep pushing that till later. Making it not only so that way I do it and keep on it, but also spreading it out, because I think I'm a very all or nothing kind of guy, where I go, all right, I'm finished with this, I'm going to go on that, but then that's how you get the burnout. So it's becoming better at managing time so you can do things periodically and not just all in or nothing and then burn the fuck out.
Right.
But also still executing on the things that you said that you were going to do. So yeah, it's just time management. Not only making the time to do it, but also saying, you don't have to do it all in 14 hours, bro. You can do, let's say, okay, Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week, I'm going to shoot. Then after that, I have Saturday and Sunday. You don't have to burn yourself the fuck out after you just did this whole week. Sean, you can do 4 hours here. And then on Sunday, spend the time with the wife. Monday, you get back to it, you do a little bit more, and you do it a little bit more. And then it's fine. It doesn't always have to be all or nothing. You're going to burn yourself out. So managing time in that way is also important. It's not only about committing to it, structuring it, but also structuring in a way that makes logistical sense too. There's so many things, and it's always just adapting. And my life is so random and all over the place that it's hard to have that structure. But because it's hard, I need to stay on top of it.
Thank you, sir. Welcome to the office of the day with Mark Anthony, Sean Boyd, High Crest Drive, social era in a non-social world, and the world of social media. It abbreviates to super manipulative. Don't let everything you see, don't believe everything you see on film. Don't believe everything you see on camera. Believe in energy, believe in authenticity, believe in yourself, believe in your ability to succeed when everything is going wrong. Don't stop praying. You don't have to be spiritual. You can talk to yourself in the car and talk to yourself with positive self-talk. Talk to yourself as if you were that kid that had no limits. When you were a kid, you knew where you wanted to go. And it's okay if you changed your plan, but stick to the plan and stick to one main thing. You could have two other ventures, but one main thing that's going to propel you, that you put in 10,000 hours, that's the start. That's not even the beginning of the walk. So I believe in you. You should too. But most importantly, there is a power in this world. It's called the earth that you're living on, you fuckers. I believe in you. So if you push it, if you put all your energy into something, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I put in all my energy into anything, eventually I win. I will learn, win or learn, fly high. I will learn, I will learn, I will learn, I will fail forward, and then I will win. Today, having Sean Boyd on, I'm winning. Next up is Crispy Life, I'm winning. Vanessa over there running the cameras, I'm winning. I have people who believe in me. I have the support I need. Unfortunately, there are people who are not going to come with you, who you thought were going to come with you originally, and they will not be there with you. So thank you, Mr. Sean Boyd. Thank you, High Crest Drive. I'm going to see you in Italy. 100K it is. We're going to run it up. I would like for you to also keep doing what you're doing. Keep rocking with me. Let me show you how I can make you recurring revenue. I got that. Unfortunately, you guys will have to miss that. Maybe it'll be a bonus small feature. How as well, maybe you can get invested to help us grow. We'll have everything down below. Thank you very much. Office of the Day with High Crest Drive, Mark Anthony, Sean Franklin Boyd, here to make your life better by continuing to inspire. Thank you very much. Rico Papi.
Hey, Shay,